Hi there. So, uh, anyway, the article's there for you to read. There's another one too. There's a couple of them, but that's the main one. Yeah, I'll be talking more about that, I guess, in later discussions. I'll try to describe in more detail uh, my problems with the standard model. Uh, Up to we'll just talk about we can just talk about the first you know millionth of a second or whatever. I can just start talking about them, and we can just start there. All the problems I have with the first millionth of the second. First of all, the millionth of the second. Where do they get off saying they don't know what a fucking second is? Way back there and say that's a second. I mean, what do you mean a second? I mean, I guess how we would measure thermodynamic phenomena, today, we would measure similarly at then, I guess, or the same way. I don't really understand how they can talk about a second. I think the second is stupid, and I'll talk about that later on, about what I think what the second really is, and what time really is. I guess I'll spend the rest of the time that I have just giving you the news from Berkeley. First of all, in response to some of the things you talked about, I think what can I say about politics? What I say about politics and what's going on in the world. I mean, I suppose, yes, they'll pass something, and that would be better than nothing, and that's forward progress. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's sort of like, climate change, and the extinction of the polar bears. And then in exchange, we might get a few less Republicans. Like, great. And we lost the polar bears. So anyway, we're going to lose the polar bears. So I don't know. I don't like losing the polar bears. But whatever. Maybe we can save some of their DNA and get them back. Right? That's what we should be doing right now, is collecting DNA, because I think we're facing a mass extinction of the world's megafauna. I'm pretty sure. If we let the bottom part of the food chain fall out, I mean, there have been mass extinctions, many of them. Well, not many, but there were a few that we've seen, that we've observed in the record. And typically you end up with something like over 90% of the world's aquatic species disappear, and then on the land you end up losing 70 to 80, something like that. What I think I've seen. So that we've already seen that happen. I think. Well, I mean, it's been going more slowly. It's not the sort of punctuated equilibrium you see when an ice age suddenly arrives. You see, here most of the world's mass extinctions coincided with the arrival of hominids and their later development. And a lot of them disappeared too. So possibly because they overhunted. I don't know, all the mammals into extinction. Anyway, I'm digressing. I'm supposed to be talking about, the news from Berkeley, which I'm not sure. I don't know if I feel like talking about the news from Berkeley. I mean, and the news around the world. I mean, do I feel like talking about? Not particularly. I mean, yeah, Joe Lieberman's a weenie. There's a lot of weenies out there, and I don't know. Gotta lop off their dicks. I think they've already been lopped off. Personally, that's the problem. I don't know. Don't get me started. I just can't deal with it. Fuck. Bongo, bongo, bongo. I don't wanna leave the Congo. Na 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 na. Oh, binga banga bongo, I'm so happy and that's the pace, yeah. Bongo bongo bongo, I don't wanna leave the Congo, na 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 na. Well, a binga banga bongo, I'm so happy in the jungle, I refuse to go. I love that tune. It's just because the fucking Congo, man, and Somalia. People don't even report on the Congo anymore. They can't even go there. They just get killed. And fucking Somalia. Anyway, I don't know. All right, I can't talk about it. What's going on here? Well, my life. My life is much of it is this sort of just tumultuous thing. A constant tumultuous emotional roller coaster, and a lot of that's just has to do with being bipolar, and the other part of that has to do with the the species of women that I decide to be my companion, that I have for companions, and maybe I'm no different than anybody else, but I suspect not. I suspect I like a particular type of female companion, and usually one that are usually pretty fucking smart, and like super duper intelligent, and sensitive emotionally, and prone to sort of some amount of emotional instability, and also what the sort of male chauvinist culture would call high maintenance. I think it's been called high maintenance. Not by me. I tell her I think she's a pain in the ass, and a beautiful pain in the ass. At that. That's what I tell her. Perfect pain in the ass is what I should probably say. Anyway, no, I'm deeply in love with my wife. She's terrific, but she's insane. The whole question of Max being autistic is being revisited, and I have to sabotage this entire process because it's really traumatizing for him, to be placed in these clinical environments, and there's not a fucking thing wrong with him. There really isn't. He's fine. But anyway, but there's out here in Berkeley, they pathologize everything. So, ADHD and Asperger's syndrome, and everybody's got ADHD, everybody's got adult Asperger's. I mean, fuck, man, they're all fucking normal. They're just fucking fine. What's wrong with them? They're not, they're not very sensitive to what's going on with other people emotionally, maybe, or something like that, which Max really is a sensitive guy, super duper sensitive. So he's positive and on Asperger's, and whatever, he didn't even have a speech delay. I just didn't talk to him much. I'm largely nonverbal, and we just went around doing sort of, we did a lot. We like to go throw rocks. We do a lot of guy things. I'm getting to hang out with some boys finally. So I grew up and it was all women, and I finally get to hang out with some boys. So I'm going out and doing a bunch of people looking at trains and whatever. This guy is being raised by me pretty much, and this is why he's not talking. It's my fault. Oh, he talks a lot. He'll talk to you about train couplers. You want to talk about what he's feeling or what he did that day? No, he'll talk to you about high-speed train couplers, which, by the way, train couplers are all homosexual, right? They're all the same sex. They all have the same genitalia, but like high-speed bullet train couplers, they're hermaphroditic. They have both male and female genitalia. It's like watching porn, when I'm watching trains couple with this guy on YouTube sometimes. Anyway, I'm fucking running out of time. But suffice it to say that there's that going on, and my mother's involved, and is really furious with Althea because of that. Anyway, that's my life. My life is like a lot of managing people's emotions and my own. It's always been that way. And if at times I have not been in contact with you and been a poor correspondent, it is because I am just constantly dealing with those sorts of things. And that's happened before when you were in Ghana. I was just having to cope with a lot of emotional issues with women, things like that. That's still the case. And it's okay. I can deal with that. But I'm not interested in talking about it. I do want to talk to you about media. I think media is a very, very important subject. And I will be talking to you about media a little later. But for now, I got to quit. So, love ya. Talk to you later. Bye.